Over the years, has housed some of the world's largest sets, like the Visitor Center from Jurassic Park, Dracula's Castle, and Frankenstein's Lab. And recently, director Jon Favreau shot scenes from Cowboys and Aliens in Stage 12. It's an action thriller starring Daniel Craig and Harrison Ford that takes audiences into the Old West, where a lone cowboy leads an uprising against the terror from beyond our world. On your screens, you can see a few scenes that have been shot in Stage 12 over the years. From our biggest stage, we'll move to our busiest stage. On the left, we have stage 25, which is home to CSI Crime Scene Investigation with Lawrence Fishburne and Mark Helgenberger. And on the right, we have the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. That's an example of a picture car. We'll take a look at the rest of our picture car collection a little bit later. Most of these stages are what we call closed sets, meaning that only the immediate cast and crew and a few invited guests are allowed access. But next time you're at Universal, check out our VIP experience where you can become one of those invited guests. The fire that destroyed about 4 acres of our metropolitan sets. But as you can see, we have rebuilt the sets that were damaged. And if you look at this line of buildings on the right with the street in front of it, this is Brownstone Street. This is one of our most popular streets, and there's a wonderful scene from Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey with a dog that really has to go to the bathroom that was shot right there. And you can take a look at that clip, and I'm actually going to pause in the middle of the clip so you have a little bit of time to look back and forth.
Place the dog! I'm in the shower! Like that? Outside.
There we go. I'm going to pause so you can see that the street on the right is the same street that's in the video.
Outside. Good. Oh, you're done now.
Yeah.
VEA.
So now we are heading into what we call Courthouse Square, but you might recognize it as Hill Valley from the Back to the Future film. It was also used as Grandview for Ghost Whisperer, Jennifer Love Hewitt. And on your screens, you can take a look at how we've used Courthouse Square in Back to the Future, as well as in several other films. And if you look at the building, the courthouse, you'll notice that it looks a little bit different in the Back to the Future films, but it's just, the little details that we've altered. It is the same building.
Yeah.
The line of buildings in the back there did survive the fire. But their idea of what happened is a little bit unique because they saw on the news very early in the morning that their sets were burning, but they were shocked because the episode that they were prepping to shoot at that time was entitled Firestarter, about a ghost who starts fires. And yeah, I don't know if that could be a coincidence or not. They also reported quite a bit of supernatural activity on the set of Ghost Whisperer. Supposedly, well, the theory is that a lot of those ghosts didn't understand that Jennifer Love Hewitt was an actress playing a medium, not an actual medium. There was one ghost who was seen in a window laughing hysterically, and the theory is that he was laughing at the other ghosts for not knowing that Jennifer Love Hewitt was just an actress. Well, right now, we are in London. This is our London Square. And then on the left side, you can see a wall with paint on it, but it's actually very important for the filmmaking process because we can paint whatever type of mural we want on that wall, and then it serves as a backdrop. You can see they're prepping to shoot a commercial on the right. Anyway, this wall, it's pretty obvious it was just a wall, but when you see that in the background, it actually does look three-dimensional, and it does look real.
Yes.
And then back on the right side of the tram, you can see a brick building, but we don't use real brick when we're building sets. We use fiberglass sheets. We have a machine called a vacuum form press. We put sheets of fiberglass in the machine, vacuums it to the shape of a brick. At that point, it's just gray, and then artists paint the brick to look like whatever type of brick they want to put on the building. And with this building in particular, it looks like it's weathered, like it's been in the city for a while, but this is very new. So that's just painted to look like that. And then there's a couple of reasons that we would not use real brick. Let's say something happens while they're filming and the part of the building is damaged. Well, it's much easier to just replace a piece of siding than repair a brick building. Or let's say a filmmaker wants to use this area, but maybe this type of brick doesn't match the time period or the location of their film. Well, they can just essentially resize the building rather than having to deal with, a real brick building. We made a few improvements as well when we rebuilt our Metropolitan sets. For example, now the buildings are about 10 to 20 feet taller than they were before the fire. Those extra 10 to 20 feet actually do quite a bit to make them look like they are the size of buildings in a city. Also, the manhole covers are equipped with steam, so it's just like when you're in New York City. A few productions that have used our Metropolitan sets lately include Amazing Spider-Man, also Captain America: The First Street. Also, if you're a Joss Whedon fan, Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog used our Metropolitan sets and used New York Street. And when we were rebuilding these sets, Steven Spielberg helped us to redesign the sets. We figured, who better? He knows exactly what filmmakers want. And another famous director we've worked with recently is Peter Jackson, director of King Kong.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up an adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, but just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. In a sense, this is like a mini sequel, a mini continuation. We're just taking the Kong and Skull Island and the dinosaurs that we established in our feature film. And this is, another day,